So if everyone tried the homework problems. Sure. Let's see the solutions for each one. So first one, sum of two numbers x plus y is 50. Find the maximum value of xy and x square y. What did you guys get? So we have x plus y is 50. Let the product be xy. So you can write p is equal to x into 50 minus y, 50 minus x, which is 50x minus x square. dp by dx is equal to 50 minus 2x equal to 0. X is equal to 25. So product maximum will be when x and y both are 25. $625. Is this fine? The second one, the B part of the question, the product now you're saying it is xy square, x square y. So this is x square and y is what? 50 minus x. So 50x square minus x cube. So dp by dx would be 100x minus 3x square. So x is 100 by 3, right? Then what is y? Y is 50 minus x, that is 50 minus 100 by 3, 50 by 3. Is that fine? Then the product would be x square y 100 by 3 whole square into 50 by 3. So that would be 10,000 into 50. How much is that? That's a big number, right? 10 power 4 now. Clear?
Sir,
Which will be
so in first one we are getting the value of x and y, so like we can substitute in x square y also, no?
You can do that also.
Yes, sir.
So we are getting the amount.
Yes.
Come again. I'm getting a wrong answer.
So it should be divided by 27, right?
27. You can do that also. Once you get x, you can put it on that value and finish it off. But there's no need to find y actually. I'm just showing you. Yeah, next thing. This is a good one. People, you guys need to be on time. Huh? I'm not allowing anyone to join after 9:32. And then later don't cry. I'll just give you the notes. You can read it on your own and study. That's what most of you feel anyway, right? There's all this easy stuff. You don't need any teachers. There's no need to, be on time or anything. You can sleep till 10 and then wake up and join at 10:05. And keep your cams on. At 9:30, people can't wake up. I don't understand like what big things you guys are doing in life. Let's see. So this is the problem. Should I teach or should I keep scolding people on WhatsApp? Let's see the second one. So we got a sector. What's the length of the wire? 100 meters. Great. Now this is radius r, this is radius r, and this is theta. What is this arc length? R theta. Agreed? So what's the total perimeter?
2r plus s.
2r plus r theta. Agreed? The two radiuses and one arc length. Everyone camps on. Don't make me, again kick you out of the classroom. Keep your cams on. If there was an issue, you are supposed to message me before the class. From this Sunday onwards, testing will start. Huh? This Sunday ka portion will be only differentiation. What is the area of a sector?
Half into r into s.
Length into radius.
So the area of a sector is theta r square by 2. Think of it like this. For full circle, what is theta? 2 pi, na? For 2 pi, what is the area? Pi r square. So for theta, what will be the area? Unitary method, na? Theta into pi r square by 2 pi. Are you getting it? For complete 2 pi, we got area of a circle. So this is a formula you should know in case you don't know this thing. Clear? Now you're done. So what's the area? So area A is theta r square by 2. So this is one thing you should know. Area of a sector. So what is theta here? Theta would be 100 minus r by 2r. So substitute here. So you get 100 minus r by 2r into r square by 2. And of this, it is always the same thing. Did you observe one thing here? They will always give you two quantities, right? They'll give a relation between them, and they'll ask you something related to the same two quantities. For example, here I gave you the relation between the perimeter is this. I'm asking you area. The two quantities are theta and r here. So then this thing would be 1r would cancel here. Then this would become 100 minus r into r by 4. This would be 100r minus r square by 4. Maximum minimum dA by dr, because A is changing with r. That guy would be 100 minus 2r by 4 is 0. R is 50. Now you can take it and put it back into the same formula here for maximum area. There's no need to find theta, as you guys were saying. So this was 100. R was 50 minus 50 square by 4. That's 5,000 minus 2,500. The 2,500 by 4. Check out the steps. Again, what did I do? The perimeter of the sector is 2 radiuses and 1 arc length r theta. Total is 100. From there, I got theta is 100 minus r by 2r. Then what is the area of a sector? Theta r square by 2, where theta should be in radians. How did I get that? Look at this bottom. For a 2 pi, the area of a circle, the angle 2 pi, the area is pi r square. For theta angle, how much will be the area? Theta into pi r square by 2 pi, unitary method. So once I got that, I took out theta is 100 minus r by 2r. I substituted this here. I got area in terms of radius. Then I differentiated it, equated to 0, maximum, minimum. There's no need to check for the step 2 because the question is find maximum area. So the answer should be maximum only. Check it out. Ask me if you're confused.
Sir,
Right.
sir, in that perimeter substitution, it should be theta is equals to 100 minus 2r by r.
That means the whole thing went wrong. Hundred minus 2r by r. You're right. So 100 minus 2r by r. Next time, be on time, everyone. Getting it? See, because of you guys, I'm distracted. I got a -1. You know what is the worst thing? Solving everything and finding there is no option in the question. There are options are not matching. This guy, 1r will cancel 2. So 100r minus 2r square by 2. So dA by dr would be 100 minus 4r by 2. R is 25. Put it back here for the maximum area. So 125 minus 2 into 25 square by 2. That is 2,500 minus 1250. So 1250 by 2. Which 625. Interesting. That's the answer. Anyone got this? Check out the steps. Ask me.
Sir,
April.
so can't we do by the perimeter is equals to 2 length plus breadth?
But that formula is valid for what?
Rectangle. No?
This is a rectangle.
No.
Then how are you using it? Right? So see now what is the shape. Don't blindly remember it. See, this is what you did in school. Don't do that here. You can't do that in real life. I'm telling you, school mein what you guys learned was this question, this is the answer. This question, this is the answer. Everything used to come from the back of the textbook, right? They barely used to ask anything out of the textbook. So get out of that mindset. You need to see each question separately and you need to understand what's happening and then you have to solve. If you blindly try to remember, chalo, how many will you remember? I'll tell you physics may see most of you there with me in the kinematics, right? With the 3 formulas, I gave you more than 40 different questions. I could give you another 100 questions. Now, how many questions will you remember? But if you know the process on how to handle them, you can solve even 1,000 questions. Think about it, na? Tomorrow, right, when you go out, right, to do a job, whether you're a doctor or you're working as a software professional or anything, there are no textbook answers, right? You know, if this happens, I'll do this. If this happens, I'll do this. Life is not that fair. Getting it? So don't blindly remember that. I know perimeter formula is 2 into L plus B. Okay, but for what? Remember things, but understand when you can use it, when you cannot use it. If you just blindly, remember stuff without understanding, you will have a problem. Did I tell you that Katka story? Cat and the sage. It becomes like that. What is the story is LLU? I don't know how true it is, but I heard it. It's like I read it somewhere. This old system, right? Like, during this time of sages and all, we never had schools. We had, like a teacher, a sage, and the students. So during one day in the class, what happened? The sage was sitting there, the teacher, and the students were sitting in front of him, and he was taking a class. He was explaining some Vedas and all. And then suddenly a cat came. Cat was like meow, meow, meow. It was just doing nonsense. So they did shoo, shoo, shoo. The cat went away. Again, it came after 5 minutes. Then the teacher said, "Yeah, let's cancel the class today. Right? Let's catch up tomorrow." Next day, again, they sat for the class. Again, the cat came. Again, it's doing meow, 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 meow. And the teacher, got so pissed off. He said, "Yeah, take this cat and tie off to that pole." So the student went, took the cat and tied the cat to a pole little far. Oh, yeah. The class went on. It was fine. Next day, again, when the class started, again, the cat came. The teacher said, "Yeah, go and tie this off again." Again, the next day, the class started. Again, the cat came. I don't know what happened to the cat, but this was coming repeated. The teacher got so pissed off and said, "Yeah, tie the cat before the class only. Let's not get disturbed." So next day, even before the class starts, they caught the cat, they tied it to the pole, and the class started. This went on for days. So they used to release the cat after the class gets over. And after a few years, right, the guru died, and then the students became, the eldest student became the teacher, and so on after few years. And right, one day what happened? The class was supposed to start, getting it, and the teacher was sitting there and he was looking at it. You idiots, don't you guys know it is our custom and tradition before the class starts, you're supposed to take a cat and tie it to that pillar. That is coming from long time. It's our ancient tradition. Where is the cat? The student said, but Guruji, यहाँ पे कोई cats ही नहीं है. Then go get a cat. Because that is our tradition. That's what my teacher did, and that's what my teacher ka teacher did. They started growing cats so that they can tie a cat before the class to the pole. You're getting what's happening here. When you don't understand why you're doing a certain thing, if you see this thing looks whole out of the context, why the hell do you need to tie a cat to the pole before the class starts? Why? Because someone did it. Why they did it? Did you ask why they did it? No, we didn't ask. We are just trying to blindly follow it. So don't become like that, the students who, or the teacher like who doesn't understand why they're doing it. This is one big bullshit thing because from ancient times it is coming. So did it ever happen to you? Your mom shouts on you when you're cutting nails in the evening. Oh, don't cut nails in the night. That is because previously there was no electricity, and if you cut nails, right, and if these are falling on the ground, you might hurt, or when you're cutting the nails, you might cut your skin accidentally because there is no light in the night. But now there is a lot of electricity, bulbs and all, so there is no issue. It is outdated. Things were made for a certain purpose, and when the purpose, is being, it is not the same thing anymore. It doesn't work that way. We read this thing. Jesus Christ has given people bread and fish. Do you mean to say Jesus Christ is saying kill the fish and eat them? Be violent people. You need to understand the context. In a place where Jesus Christ was living at that time, it was a desert. All they could get was the dates and palms and fish. And that's what they survived on. Now here, a Christian in India who is living in, let's say, somewhere in a popular agricultural place where you get all kinds of fruits and vegetables. Why the hell do you need to eat fish and, wine and drink wine? Again, totally out of context. Jesus did that, so we did this thing. And I was trying to understand why he did that. It was a desert. Other than that, what else will he get? You're getting the point. So when you learn something, try to understand what is the context, right? Just don't blindly remember stuff, because if you start doing that, exam somehow you'll pass, right? But after that, right, you will be in deep shit. Getting it? I have seen, right, people blindly, if you just do things because it is there, you'll have a problem competing later on in the real world. Great. So that's the cat. 1 and 2, any doubts? Clear, no? Next one. Third one. Y is equal to 3x minus plus 2. These were easy. The question was find maxima or minima. dy by dx 2x minus 3 0 x is 3 by 2. Put it back here. So is it a maxima or a minima? We have to check here now. So d square y by dx square is 2 greater than 0. It's a minima. So put it back here to get minimum value. Here you have to check because you don't know whether it's a maximum or minimum. Nothing was asked. We already did, yeah? Okay, I must have given the same numbers then by mistake. Okay. So 3 by 2 whole square minus 3 into 3 by 2 plus 2. I think we did this thing. I just repeated it accidentally. Okay, no problems. Then you have to do only 4 questions. Why is x plus 1 by? This is interesting, huh? The previous one is there in the notes before. Look at this guy. Listen carefully. This thing is little different. dy by dx is 1 minus 1 by x square. That is 1 by x square differential. Equal to 0. You get x is equal to plus or minus 1. We got 2 numbers now. Now what you do?
The positive one, na?
Nee, wait, you have to check na. D square by dx square, what is this? 1 ka differential is 0. This guy is x power minus 2. So that would be minus of minus 2, x power minus 2 minus 1, 2 by x cube. People listen carefully. If you got a numbers, 2 numbers, and then how do you find? 2 by x cube. So first put x is equal to 1. What are you getting? D square y by dx square is 2 greater than 0. That means x is equal to 1 is a minima. If you keep x is equal to minus 1, this is how you have to check in case you don't get a number directly. This is minus 2 less than 0. This is a maxima. Are you getting it? After double differentiation, if you don't get a number directly, if you see till now, you're always getting a number directly. 2 and like this. Sometimes you'll not get a number directly. You'll get in terms of x only. 2 by x cube, how did I get? X power minus 2 minus 1 is how much? X power minus 3, na? X power minus 3 will be 1 by x cube. Right? So what is y minimum? Y minima will be when x is equal to 1. So that is 2. 1 plus 1 by 1, 2. What is y maxima? That happens at x is equal to minus 1. That's minus 2. Can you observe something here? Y maxima is less than y minima. And you know how this graph looks? This is how this graph looks. When x becomes 0, y becomes infinity. And look at this thing here. This is x is equal to 1. This is the minima part. This is maxima. You're getting it? So this is a special case of a problem where, you know, maxima does not mean maxima, minima does not mean minima. Remember, what is maximum, minima meaning? Maximum means peaks and minima means valleys. So how the graph is? In this case, minima is greater than maxima. So again, so blindly don't remember maxima is always maximum, minimum is always minimum. In 11th and 12th physics, it works. But once you go beyond that, that concept is totally wrong. Maxima is maximum and minimum is minimum. Put it up. So minimum means valley, maximum meaning the peaks. Any doubts on this? Others, please keep your cams on. I don't know when you guys will get vaccinated there. We need to start classes offline only. Then morning I can call you at 7 o'clock in the morning for the class. If you look at the faces, everyone's face suddenly changed. That was the normal time, na? 7 to 9 and 9:15 to 11:15. Normally, there are the 2 slots you get in the morning. Because it is online, everyone is taking it whatever time they are convenient with. So morning 7 o'clock class meaning, if you wake up at least by 6:15, you will get ready in 15 minutes. Or depends on how far you stay. And then you'll run from there. So it'll be fun. Here the online way we are shouting. There we just close the door. And you're done. Yeah, next one. Nah, it is not fun shouting on you guys, right? The point is what you guys need to understand. 9:30, right? See, we're not keeping it morning 7, 8 also we're not keeping. 9:30 when we keep. Even if you wake up by 9 o'clock, you can get ready, fresh up and sit for the class as if you need to travel. Like people are saying I can't wake up at 9:30 also, meaning it tells you either your schedule is so messed up or studies is not your priority. Y is x by x plus 2 whole square. This guy is a good one. This will come in current electricity. How do you do this thing? F of x, g of x, right? Division rule. So dy by dx would be, what was the formula? G of x differential of f of x, f of x differential of g of x. Hope you remember. G of x whole square. Substitute there. So g of x was x plus 2 whole square. F of x ka differential is 1. This is x. This is differential of x plus 2 whole square by x plus 2 whole square ka whole square. What I'll do now, I'll write the answer directly here. So d by dx of x plus 2 whole square is what? 2 into x plus 2 and then differentiate x plus 2. Which is 2 into x plus 2 into 1. Chain rule. So this guy would be 2 into x plus 2. And you're equating it to the 0 first differential. So we get x plus 2 whole square is 2x into x plus 2. This guy goes off. You end up with x plus 2 is equal to 2x. X is equal to 2. You're done. Put it back in this. Then y would be 2 by 2 plus 2 whole square. That is 2 by 4 square, 16, 1 by 8. That's the maximum. Actually, I had to check for one more time, but let it be. That's not the point. I just want to show it till here only. Now, if you again try to differentiate this guy, we will go mad now. Let Max will do that for you guys. Put it up. This is the lengthiest one. This will come in current electricity. The question was this: in current electricity, we have a battery, we have an internal resistor, and we have an external resistor. R, small r, E. Find the value of R for the power is maximum. So the power in a resistor is given by, you get E square capital R by R plus R whole square. This is how the function looks. So R ka place mein X is there. Small r ka place mein 2 is there. E ka place mein 1 is there. This question is related to that. So there the question is find the maximum power produced in the resistor. This is called maximum power transfer theorem. It's okay. When it comes, like sir will be teaching you current anyway. He'll be explaining you then, but then you will need it. Put it up. That is the last one in the homework, right? Great. Clear? Turn the page. Yeah, put it on, put it on.
Yeah, so done.
Done, everyone? Turn the page. Next one. Let's take a more practical problem. We have a metal sheet of area 100 meters square is used to construct a closed cylindrical tank. Find maximum volume. Meaning you can construct a cylindrical tank like this, long and thin, or you can construct it broad. You're getting it, or you can do it like this. You get the point here? So you just need to construct a cylindrical tank. You can have a thin tank, you can have a broad tank, you can do anything that you want. So what are the variables here? Anyone? What changes here?
Radius and height.
Radius and height. Perfect. So here the two variables is the radius and the height. So the question basically is find the radius and the height so that the tank has a maximum volume. So it's a closed tank like this. Closed on the top, closed at the bottom. So the area of the sheet is 100 meters square. So assume there's no wastage. Assume there's no wastage of the sheet. While making the tank, somehow you're able to use the entire sheet. Now try, think about it. I'll give you 2-3 minutes. It's important you figure out certain things. See, again, I'll tell you, it's okay if you don't get the question. Don't worry about that. That's not the point. Right now you're learning. Once you learn stuff and once you reach a level, right, you start getting the answers. Right now, your job is, if there are 5 steps, try to figure out 1 or 2 steps. If you can do that, I think you're doing a good job. And whatever you learned in school, right, or whatever you did in school, please don't compare that with what you're doing in 11th and 12th. The game is totally different. You might be a very good carom board player, doesn't mean you can play chess good. So you need to put time, you need to put effort and figure it out. What is the surface area of a cylinder?
2 pi RH.
Okay, there is something more here. Two pi r h and what else?
2 pi r bracket r plus h.
2 pi r bracket h plus r.
H plus r, no, re. See now, the cylinder is made of what? Disc. This thing hollow, nothing. Plus this, no. There are three parts, isn't it? It's a closed cylindrical tank. So what is this area here? Pi r square. This guy was 2 pi r h, circumference into length. Hope everyone knows that. And this guy is again pi r square. So what is the total surface area? 2 times pi r square plus 2 pi r h. Does it make sense? So you have to, for a tank, you have to keep the discs also on the top and the bottom. It's a cylindrical tank, so the shell and two discs. Now you're saying this is 100, the surface area. Is this clear? Check it out. Ask me if you're confused on this page. I'll show you more on the next page. So we got the surface area now. Now we are asking
Sir?
for volume. Right.
So then when that formula 2 pi r bracket h plus r becomes valid?
2 pi r h plus r. I have never heard about that formula. What is that?
Formula for surface area.
Sir, we just did 2 pi r common.
Okay, half it you're taking 2 pi r common, you're saying. Okay, it is valid. Actually, I don't know that formula. I always saw the basics of it. So this is a valid only. You're right, Real. If you just take 2 pi r common, you're getting it. I didn't know that seriously. I always do from the basic thing only. I can't remember so much stuff. Clear? Then, so you gave me the surface area 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h is 100. And now we are asking for volume. Volume V, what is the volume of a cylinder? Anyone? Pi r square h. So from here, I'll get h here. 100 minus 2 pi r square by 2 pi r. Put it here. Pi r will cancel. Get 2. 100 r minus 2 pi r cube. This is the volume. Maximum minimum. You're getting now maximum minimum will come. Till then, you're just playing with the volumes and areas. 100 minus. Am I right or did I mess up somewhere again? Right only. 3 to 6 pi r square equal to 0. The r square is 100 by 6 pi. Numbers are bad. 50 by 3 pi. So the radius should be root over 50 by 3 pi. Put it back here for maximum volume. You can leave it here. You can simplify, get a decent answer. I'll show it in the next page. Put it down till here. Any doubts, any step you didn't get, please ask me. After the class gets over, everyone should take out 67 pages you have done, each and every problem, try it from the beginning again, calculus. Make sure to revise them. All this is there for the Sunday exam. You'll be getting maximum minimum also. So
how did you differentiate?
Yes, even I didn't get this.
100 R ka differentiation is how much?
100.
100 na. 2 pi R cube ka differential is how much? This is 3R square na. 3 into 2 is 6 pi na. Sure? Still not convinced? Please ask me. I'll show it in more detail. R cube ka differential is 3R square. How real?
No, sir, I got.
Asfa got it na?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, if you don't understand something, please don't hesitate. Don't think like, yeah, sir is shouting on us, so maybe I should not ask. Sir is shouting on you because you're late to the class. Understand the part there. Getting it? I really want you guys to learn properly. When you don't understand something, ask me. Sometimes I jump 2 or 3 steps and going ahead. You know why I do that? That is how you're supposed to solve in the exam. If someone doesn't show you how to skip steps, what will you do in the exam? You will write beautifully each and every step. Do you really think in the exam I'll do this much? I will write all this thing in this much space and I'll write the answer. I'll scribble here and get the answer. If you write the steps beautifully, you'll mess up the final exam. This is not school ka boards. School ka boards mein you had what? 25 questions, 3 hours. Where presentation is given more importance. Need may have 180 questions in 180 minutes. JEE mains 75 questions in 180 minutes. BITSAT 150 questions in 180 minutes. BITS is a very good exam. More than this JEE mains. If you're scoring at least 320 out of 450 in BITSAT, you'll get BITS Goa, BITS Hyderabad, BITS Planime. You'll get good branches. Think now, BITS Goa. What else you need? College gets over, Saturday, Sunday, go to the beach. That must have motivated a little for engineering students. So. Nah, it's like not like that. I heard it's a good place. There are good faculty also, and there are good facilities. Previously, many of your seniors went there. Na? They tell us, sir, this place is good. The beaches and all, na, in the first 2-3 weeks, it will be fun, but after 1 month, you get bored. Right? All of you went to Imagica? Right? All of you must have gone to Imagica, right? How many times did you go? First time was fun. Second time was okay. Third time was like, okay. Fourth time was like, yeah, boring it is. Isn't it? It gets bored. Next page. So it is that way on. It's a good college, but and it is quite close to Mumbai also. Pilani is in Rajasthan. That's pretty far. You have to go to Delhi, and Delhi is again 6 hours. You have to catch another train. It is in the middle of a desert. So volume was how much? Medical colleges need not say. There are multiple places that spread out everywhere. A seat in a good college is always in demand only. Study well. You need to put efforts from now only. Most people come in 12th standard and then they say, sir, we want to do. It's not possible, right? I'm telling you, it's seriously very difficult. I'll just tell you one thing. I have a batch, okay, where I teach for advanced students separately. In that, there are 2 kids who are in 10th standard right now. Both are studying in Singhania school. They're in 10th currently. They come and attend my advanced classes also, parallelly. I told them here, how do you manage school studies? The parents said only one thing, sir, we understand school may no matter how good you perform, you're not going to get a seat in any medical college or engineering college. Right? And our kids can manage school may 85% they'll get at least this much. They're happy with it. They're not interested in school percentage. The parents were very clear. And what is the best part? The 2 kids do better than the 11th standard kids. Maybe there is no pressure, or maybe they are more relaxed. I don't know what. Not only this thing. Even I have a batch of 9th standard kids, 9th standard students. Now you tell me, how will you compete with these kids who are starting in 9th? We don't teach as regularly as much as you, but I take only weekly 2 hours for them. Sunday or Saturday, I take 2 hours, 1.5 hour ka class every week from 9th standard. And whatever we did in kinematics, I teach them same stuff. I don't change the things. I teach them calculus. I teach them kinematics. I teach them vectors. Whatever you're learning, same portion we teach them. And most of them actually can take. Don't you think whatever I'm teaching, even a 10th class kid can understand? Are you getting it? So you are competing with these kind of people. So if you're not taking things seriously, if you're not studying from day one, if you think you can study 1 week before the exam, think about it. Doesn't make sense. So 2 will go inside, so it is 50R minus 5R. Now I'm telling you, right? I have a batch of 11 kids for advanced, but 2 kids are in 10th standard. This happens every year. Right? Every year I get kids like that. And I actually, maximum I try to, discourage them not to join. I tell them, yeah, school life, why do you want to spoil? And I get scared also whether they can handle the portion like 11th standard kids. And one thing surprisingly I understood was they do much better than the 11th standard kids most of the times. So this guy is 50 by 3 pi root over 50 by 3 pi whole cube, no? Now I'm not telling you should have done from before. That's okay. But the point is from now at least you should do. That's your answer. Put it up. They won't ask you this. This is a mains level question. If at all this question comes, it will be in a mains only. Need by they won't ask this. But this much basics they should know how to differentiate and stuff. Got something?
So can you explain the last step, the second last step? How did you?
Yeah, देखो ना, this root over 50 by 3 pi whole cube na. Can I write like this? 3 by 2 na.
Yes, sir.
So 1 plus half na.
Yes, sir.
Power 1 and 50 by 3 pi whole power half. So the half becomes a root and 50 by 3 pi comes out. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you explain how did you got the answer?
Then I took out 50 by 3 pi common here. Then I'm stuck with 50 minus 50 by 3, na? So that's 150 minus 50, 100 by 3. Is that fine?
Yes, sir, got it.
Normally in the exam, I won't write this much also. I'll just manually substitute here and I will orally try to write the answer. You always need to become like that. At least in a neat paper, out of 10 questions, you can solve 6 to 7 questions orally. Mains it might not be possible. Maybe out of 25, you can do maybe 4 or 5. Mains you need to do a lot of working. That's why they give you that extra time. Clear? Let's see one more. So if you're in architecture, if you're in design, look at these questions, right? You have some metal sheet, you want to find maximum volume. Next one. We have a lake. The width of the lake is 10 kilometers. This point is A and exactly opposite point is B and this point is C. This is also 10 kilometers. So here we have a man. Velocity of the man in the water when he swims is 3 kilometers per hour. So in the water, he can swim with 3 kilometers per hour. velocity of the man on the ground is 5 kilometers per hour. So when he's running on the ground, he's running 5 kilometers per hour. Now he wants to go from A to C. How can he go? He can directly swim, na? Agreed? He can directly swim. Distance is minimum, but the water speed is less, na? Or he can go to B here and then run. Are you getting it? Or he can swim till somewhere here and then run. So there are different possibilities. Now he can do it in many ways. Is that fine? So let's call this thing X. So the question is, so a man, let's call this point D. A man wants to go from A to C. So he goes in the path as shown. He goes in the path A, D, C as shown, where BD is equal to X. So the question is find X if it takes the minimum time. Is the question clear? So meaning he will do some partially he will swim, partially he will run on the ground, and you get the minimum time. So find X so that he takes a minimum time. I don't want the minimum time, just want X only. You can think of like this. Let's say you want to take passengers from A to C. You have a boat car ride and you have a bus car ride. So the question is, where should I build my bus stop? Or where should I bring the boat to the ground? So if I bring the boat here, then I can take the people from bus here. That way I can take the people in the shortest time from A to C. Suppose if you say, no, sir, why can't I swim directly from A to C? Fine, no? Then prove X is 10 kilometer. You know the point? If you prove X is 10 kilometer, then he will go from A to C directly. But you have to prove. You can't make a guess that he has to swim directly. We don't know. Get it? Anyone didn't get the question, please ask me. So that X value can keep changing. So the man can go to different positions on the lake. So he will swim for some time, then he will run on the ground for some time. Who are the people who got disconnected? There's another headache. Let's see. Omkar, are you there? No, I'm not there. Show you? See, you want to find minimum time, right? This is going from A to D and D to C. This is X. This is 10 kilometers. What is this? Root over 10 square plus x square Pythagoras. How much is this? This is 10 minus x. So you tell me, time taken to go from A to D is how much? Distance by speed, na? That is AD by speed in water. So root over 100 plus x square, speed of water is 3. What is the time taken from D to C? DC by speed on land. That is 10 minus x by 5. Is this fine? What is the total time? Time taken to go from A to B. Yes, you have to just add it up. Time taken from go from A to D. Time taken to go from D to C. So that would be root over 100 plus x square by 3 plus 10 minus x by 5. So this is your function. Now what you have to do? dt by dx is 0, maximum minimum. Sorry. Put it up. Differentiate the function equal to 0. We have to use chain rule. Something to the power of half. Try, I'll give you 2 minutes. Clear? Let's see next part. Abhijit, switch on your cam. So the time which we got, this was the time. We have to differentiate this dt by dx. So 1 by 3 will come out. So these are the type of problems, for which I taught you all that differentiation thing. X square. This guy was 2. So 1 by 5 d by dx of 10 minus x. So this is something to the power of half. Right? That whole function is something to the power of half. Then you get half into that function 100 plus x square whole power half minus 1. Then differentiate whatever is inside. This is 1 by 5 and 0, and that is minus 1. This is 1 by 6 root over 100 plus x square. 0 plus 2x is minus 1 by 5 is 0. Then 2's are 3's are x by 3 into root over 100 plus x square minus 1 by 5 is 0. And we get x is equal to 5x is equal to 3 into 100 plus x square. Square on both sides. 25x square is 9 into 100 plus 900 plus 9x square. 16x square is 900. Put root on both sides. 30 by 4. 7.5 kilometers. That's your answer. So you should swim to the point 7.5 kilometers. So BD ka distance is 7.5 kilometers. So you should go on a boat till there. You should swim till there and then run. That will take the least time. You want the least time, you can put it here. You'll get the minimum time. But that's okay. Then I didn't ask you anyway. Put it on. You just have to differentiate once and equate it to 0. Be a little careful. In our building, a 9-year-old girl got COVID. Now it is getting to the kids. Kids, no, they don't understand also. They keep playing, mingling. So what they'll do? Sitting in the house from so long, even they went mad. Clear? So that's the maximum minimum. So basically, right, the last 2-3 problems are a little higher level, but hope you got the whole thing how to handle it. You got an equation, differentiate, equal to 0, double differential and check. This much if you got it, I think your maximum minimum is very good. Last 1 or 2 problems were a little tough. That area of a volume of a cylinder, this Manka problem. But before that, you should be able to have a good grasp. See, these are not tough questions. These are lengthy questions you can ask me, if you ask me to. This thing takes more time to solve. It's not difficult to understand how to solve. Clear. Next one. Can I turn the page? Put it on, put it on. Give me a minute. Fast. Next one. We have a concept called rate of change. What's rate of change? If you differentiate with time, we call it rate of change. Remember, I told you in the beginning, you can differentiate with anything. If you differentiate with respect to time, we call it rate of change. For example, if I say dx by dt, it's rate of change of position, which we call as velocity. If I say something like dA by dt, where A is the side of a square, then this is the rate of change of the side. That's nothing big there. It is just means when you differentiate the time, we call it rate of change. What kind of questions you get? Look at this example. We have a circle. R is the radius. They'll give like this. dr by dt is 1 centimeter per second. Meaning the radius is increasing at a rate of 1 centimeter every second. Radius is increasing by 1 centimeter every second. Every second it increases by 1 centimeter. Question will be like this. Find rate of change of so if the circle the radius is increasing carefully. Let me show you one question into the next one. So this is area of pi r square. Agreed. Put it on both sides with time. So dA by dt will be pi 2r dr by dt. You're doing it. I'll do it on the next page. Put it under here. So what is rate of change? Is simply if you differentiate the time, it's called rate of change. Show you next page. Turn the page. So we got area is pi r square. Differentiate with time. Now here, be little careful here. You're differentiating with time, but A depends on R. So dA by dt is pi. You're differentiating R square with the time. So this thing looks like something to the square. That would be 2R. Then you differentiate whatever is inside. Chain rule. This will not get, see, there's a difference between this and this. If you do dA by dr, if you do na pi 2R, you get dr by dr. Hope you're getting the difference. That becomes 1. This becomes 1. dr by dr becomes 1. Are you getting the difference? If you differentiate with r, it becomes 1. But if you differentiate with time, you get stuck with the dr by dt here. Hope this is clear. Wait, I forgot to ask you something. Find the rate of change of area when r is equal to 2. Just add that. Find the rate of change of area when r is equal to 2. Then you're actually done. So this is 2 pi r dr by dt. So r is how much? 2. What is dr by dt? That is given 1. So that will be given. You just need to substitute there. So 4 pi centimeter square per second. So when the radius is increasing every second by 1 centimeter, the area is increasing by 4 pi centimeter square every second. Are you getting it? So it's like the circle, right, is becoming bigger and bigger, like this. So the area is also increasing at a certain rate. So when r is equal to 2, the area is increasing at a rate of 4 pi centimeter square per second. Put it on, have a look at this. I'll give you one problem. You guys can give it a try. It's not difficult. You just have to differentiate something will be given. Let me give you one problem. You'll get the hang of it. Clear? Clear? Turn the page. Last one. We have a cube. A is the side of the cube. Let's say L. dl by dt is 2 centimeter per second. Find rate of change of volume and surface area. Find the rate of change of surface area and volume of the cube. So if the radius is increasing, length is increasing by 2 centimeters, area also will change, volume also will change. When length is equal to 1 centimeter. So when length of the cube is 1 centimeter, how much is the volume and area changing every second? Give it a try. First, you need to know what is the volume of a cube and surface area of a cube. Try. I'll give you 2 minutes. Rate of change, you don't have anything more than this. This much only. Something will be given, they'll ask you rate of change of something else. Anyone confused with the question, please ask. Show you. See. The first thing, area. Anyone, what is the surface area of a cube? Anyone?
L square.
How? 6L square.
Yes.
There are 6 faces now. There are 6 faces of a cube, right? Each face area is L square. So what am I asking first thing? I'm asking you rate of change of surface area, that is ds by dt. That will be 6 into 2 into L into dl by dt. That's it. This is the only thing I want you to be a little careful. This is not 1. That will be dl by dt. You're not differentiating with L, you're differentiating with time here, rate of change. So this is 12 L dl by dt. Everything is given. L is what? 1 centimeter. It is given when L is 1 centimeter. What is dl by dt? 2. So every second the area is changing 24 centimeters square per second. What is volume of a cube? L cube. What is dv by dt? 3L square dl by dt. L is 1, dl by dt is 2. So every second volume is changing by 6 centimeter cube per second. That's it. Check out the steps. So if I give you some rate of change of length and ask you rate of change of area, this is how you do this kind of stuff. With this, we are done with differentiation. So this is the first part in the calculus. So if your differentiation is good, next part is integration. That's actually easier. We have very less formula. Than that only we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 formulas and 2 identities. That's it. Again, we are studying a very lower version of calculus. I'm just teaching you what is required for physics of 11th and 12th. We're not doing the actual chapter. The actual chapter they would take 3 months to teach or more. This much is there even in your HSC textbook of 11th standard. Getting it? So previously it was not there. Now it is there for HSC boards also. Calculus up to this. I taught you a little higher than what is required for HSC also. Okay. So I'll be sending some homework on this by evening. There's not actually much because this calculus ka chapter, right? Most of the chapter I made it. Meaning whatever you need for physics, I customize the chapter, right? So you really need not do everything that you have. And then most of the books also, na, whatever you have, basic maths, they don't give it properly. They just took it everything from mains and kept it in the portion, which is actually a waste of time. For physics, you don't require that. So I'll be sending a small sheet, maybe 20-25 questions. You can try it in the evening. So that much, if you do and revise the notes, sufficient for the Sunday exam. This Sunday exam will have only 25 questions, but from next week onwards, it will be 45 questions. We are bumping up the number of questions. For this week, it will be 25 only. Okay, so that's the last one for the day. So with that, we're done with the chapter. So next class, when we meet on Wednesday, we start with a new subtopic called integration. I think that we should be done by next week. After that, we will start with kinematics again. So I will revise all the kinematics once, and then we will go ahead.